welcome to the Rosa Speaks Podcast, where we talk, listen, and learn how to not just survive, but live in every aspect of our lives through health, faith, tests, and trials, and motivations. And it is through these experiences that we connect, we grow, and thrive. So stay with us. I had an epiphany the other day. I was so frustrated and annoyed with the tests and trials I had to endure. I would never complain about them because I understand God would never put more on me than I could bear. I know all my good things are on the way, but I was having a moment. I was frustrated at the experience. You ever feel like if it's not one thing, it's something else? And as soon as you get close to the finish, the line keeps moving. Well, that was me. But as I was sitting there, the epiphany came because I said it, meaning living a better life just seems impossible. What a breakthrough that was. I immediately began to smile and laugh. The weight I was carrying lifted. My body felt better, my mind became clear, and the joy entered my heart. You might have thought I was crazy, but as soon as I said the word impossible, I was reminded that is when God does his best work. That reminder made me start thinking about the goodness of God and how he has always made a way and brought me through. The journey was rough, but we never went hungry and the bills always got paid. It reminded me how I hold things in to keep from complaining. I never wanted to add to God's problems because he has so many to handle. I wanted to be the one to lift him up and glorify him instead of always needing something from him and taking from him. Silly me. I was reminded how I felt during my divorce. I was overwhelmed and frustrated then as well. One night, I began to pray and cry out to God. I just wanted to be in his presence, but again, I didn't want to burden him because he already knows, right? God took me to 1 Peter 5:7 and told me to read where it says, "Cast your cares on him because he cares for you." God said, "Rosa, you were never meant to carry everything." He said, "I am more than able to carry the load because I am God, but you won't give it to me." I then realized that by not telling him about my problems, I was holding it all in. I was talking to him, but not using the right words. I thought by not saying or calling out my problems meant I was believing God for them to be resolved. Like I didn't need to say anything because, he already knows. But my lack of communication was prohibiting God from moving and operating outside of time on my behalf. I should talk to him about all my problems, because I believe in him. And by my faith gives him permission to move and to act. God has equipped all of mankind with a level of faith. That's what Romans 12:3. In other words, there is a limit to how far I can go and how much I can take. And when I have reached my limit, I let God know by telling God, "I need you." I'm saying God has given us what we need for what we can handle. And what we can't handle, the impossible, he steps in and takes over. Otherwise, there would be no need for free will, and we never would truly come to know him and all that he is capable of. So back to my epiphany. As I was sitting there, I realized how bad my distrust was. I believed God wholeheartedly, but my inner voice was stressing me out. I was saying I had faith, and in a way, trying to exercise that faith, all the while not trusting him enough to be able to handle the things too hard for me to carry. I didn't realize my distrust until I was delivered from it. On the surface, we say we believe him, and I really think we do. But the inner voice that gets so loud when we are going through will speak death. It will have you saying in your mind, well, maybe, I guess, if God, I don't know, God. God's going to do it with much doubt. Listen, faith without works is dead. Speaking those things, making your petition, and waiting while believing is faith. The power of your faith is in your tongue. You can give life to your heart by what you speak, believing. Your faith language will be expressed through your inner voice as well. There are things in the Word of God that is already promised and commanded to you. So there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So what are you speaking to yourself? Like, follow, and subscribe on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook at Rosa Speaks. What are you speaking to yourself? Change that inner voice. Be more positive. Put that negativity out of your mind, out of your spirit. Rosa Speaks.